Hey, Tony Guys here. Now listen, I'm tired. I was like, I do not feel like doing no talks with Tony tonight. It's 9:14 p.m. I'm just getting done. And to God be the glory. I got some work done on my for my barber. I had on my car did, and the place in Orlando, Florida, absolutely terrible. They did on the outside look good, but there was a lot of stuff missing, a lot of stuff not right. And then I had them have another car, old school car. Now, when y'all think about this, sometimes you think, oh, it's money, but these cars literally cost like $3,000, $4,000, and then you just hook them up. And they did terrible. And one thing about me now, where I'm from, we don't play about no money. You won't play about no money now. So I was on the verge of like, okay, Lord, did you bring me this far to go to prison? Cause it finna be some smoke in the city. So the day I had alone, just thinking to myself, and I said, okay, listen, I got two boys. If I go up there and I go to handling things, I'm going to prison. And then I was like, well, maybe I could be like the rappers. Go prison, do my little time, do my year or two, salt and battery. Come out and then career be better on the other side. Just lay me a little hands. But then the Lord talked to me. So I got up there. They ain't have our stuff because they still got some of my stuff. They ain't have the stuff. So I called the police. And I called the police and filed a theft report. And when the detective called me, yep, we prosecute. Go all the way. Yep, go investigate. Do everything. And so I'm just tired today because it took 2 hours to get there, 2 hours to get back. Went to two different shops. Then in the midst of that, I'm coaching clients. So I'm in my sprinter. To God be the glory. Lord bless me after serving. Been doing this since 2007. It's 2021. 14 years. Took me 14 years to get my Sprinter van. But the Sprinter van just a little bigger, a little more comfortable. So my barber was able to drive and I was able to coach. And then I dropped him off after that one session. After that session, I got me something to eat. Got me a little bit something to eat. Sat there and ate. Then I had to coach another client. I coached that client. I'm sitting in my Sprinter van. This is my mobile office. I'm sitting there and I'm coaching because I couldn't be driving and coaching. That session went over. Went from 1 hour. It went an hour and 45 minutes. And I charge for an hour, but I don't always cut off right at an hour if it's something, deep or, just some real work being done. So that session went about 2 hours. Get off the phone, had about 5-6 minutes. Talk to my wife, say goodnight to my boys, and then I had to get on another call. So I just got off another hour call. So I've been on the phone now for about 4 hours straight. So I'm tired. And I've been on the road today for 4-5 hours. So I'm tired. And so I'm coming in here and I say, I'm finna push through. I'm going to go and do this talks with Tony. I'm going to have to do it like this with my eyes closed. And my head on my hand. And I come in here to the inbox. I'm getting ready to go. All the way back to the next talks with Tony. And I say, you know what? Today, this email right here was at the top. It's the last one that came in. And it say, you saved my life. ! This is just a thank you. Now, she probably exaggerating. I have not read it. But I say, this going to be the video today. Because remember I told y'all, I say, one day, instead of pain reports, we're going to have some praise reports too. So that's what this is. And I ain't read it. We're reading together. So it might turn into a question. This might not even be no thank you. This might be a question, but we don't know. Dear Tony, I have been watching your videos for about a year now. In February of 2019, I broke up with my boyfriend of 4 years because of cheating. He was my assistant pastor at my former church. Did I read? She said she broke up with a cheating in the sixth one. He was my assistant pastor at my former church. I thought we were going to get married. I thought that he loved me. After the breakup, I couldn't figure out what went wrong. I wrecked my brain trying to replay the circumstances of my relationship and why I stayed so long knowing this was the wrong man. Watching your videos helped me. Everything you warn us women about, I experienced with him. I never realized how deeply he had a hold of my mind. It all boiled down to three things: fear of being alone, not knowing my worth, and not loving myself. Here it is, 2 years later, and I just recently met someone who I thought was special. I boastfully posted on my IG that after watching your videos, I'll never be hurt by a man again. And Tony, I did not say this in vain. Or I did not say this is vain, but maybe she meant in vain. I used all of your advice and was able to guard my heart. Glory to God. You are anointed and you are called for this work. I know God allowed me to find your videos to save my life. I believe I have a calling in ministry, but men have always been my biggest setback. Now I can power forward, and now my eyes are open. To be transparent, I almost didn't use your advice. I almost went back into my old comfort zone. But as I was watching a video, you said that dealing with the wrong man will cause you to block your blessings. And that was enough to give me the courage to stand up for myself and call out this man's actions. He hit me with, "It's not you, it's me." And I was so happy because of you. I now know what it means when a man says that. I smiled and gracefully replied in understanding. I lost nothing. 2 months and I kept all of your rules. This was the most peaceful way I've ever been able to exit a situation, and it didn't hurt at all. You have saved my life. God bless you and your wife. One day I will be inviting you to my wedding. Your sister in Christ. Look at that. Look at that. Now, woo. Now look at that. Now that gave me a little win. Not to read no another talks with Tony, but just to keep going. Because these last few days, I've been ready to retire in a real way. I know I be saying that sometimes just joking, but I was ready to retire because I just seeing bomb after bomb. These men just popping up, and they just, oh my goodness. They just, I just, me as a man, I could see like, boy, you was bullied. Boy, you ain't get no women. Boy, you was hurt. You was mad. What? You done went through 2 divorces? That's why you bitter. The 3 divorces, 1 divorce. These men keep popping up, giving this terrible advice. And do you know I talked to a young man today? He's 24 years old, and he told me about these guys who got a podcast, and these guys on their podcast talking about the woman need to sleep with the man before he take her out on a date. And that the man can't give a woman leverage and all of this right here. And people be asking me about these people podcasts and why Tony, will you go on such and such podcast? I'm like, such and such podcast ain't called me. They ain't asked me to be on their podcast. But now when I heard what this young man told me the people be saying on their podcast, it let me know why they haven't called me. Because guess what? Real recognize real and the fake recognize real. Now listen, I done made every mistake every man done made. But guess what? I got more than a decade away from my mistakes. I left my mistakes when God gave me a position and a platform and a purpose. I stopped playing around. I stopped fooling around. I had to leave all that there. And so now men know men. So when they see the real and they know you living right, that's why I see some women. It'll be women who have my name in their mouth disrespectfully. Oh, I'm asking this. But a woman can't read a man the way a man can read a man. And that's why I rarely, if ever, only time I see a man got my name in his mouth is he clout chasing. He wants somebody to talk on him because he trying to build his little broke brand. But a man who is building or already built, you really won't see many men say my name directly because they know one or two things. They know if you giving this much truth away, you crazy, and that you'll ride by yours. And then two, they know don't mess with the work of the Lord. If you want to do the work of the devil, do the work of the devil, but don't speak on what God doing. Cause the wrath of God gonna be worse than any wrath of a man. And number three is they know the truth and they know what they need to be at, but they just not there yet. But one day they know they want to be there. Point blank period. Point blank period. They got sense, but they butt hurt and they mad because they done been cheated on, or they done been dogged out, or they done seen some dog women, some savage women, and they want women to get theirs. They want women to be, yelled at. They want women to be, marginalized. They want women to be checked. They want women to be put in a quote unquote place. They want to keep their foot on the neck of a woman because they hurting. But it brings me so much joy to see that, this sister here to listen. And my message is for men and women, but sometimes I'm answering directly to a woman. But a lot of the messages, what a lot of men don't understand, they say, well, it's more geared toward women. No, if I'm answering a woman or addressing a question from a woman, it's still for men, because I'm telling you what type of man you should not be. The woman that what I'm explaining to this woman about men and the behavior of men is what a man should be taking is, let me not do that. Let me not be that man. And so, sister, I appreciate it, And now don't y'all go start making up stories and all that just to send some in thinking that I'm down and out and downtrodden. I'm not that type of person now. Now, I be talking, I just be being transparent. Understand, I don't have to say any of this that I'm saying. I'm just kind of talking. But I'm not really at the point of like really retiring. I just be saying that because I know who called me. And I know I can't sit down. I want to talk about business and entrepreneurship more and investing and things of that nature. But I got to keep doing what God called me to do, the way he called me to do it. And I thought about not talking about love and relationships no more, and just because of what guys out here doing, with they cheating and going on. And, when people do that kind of stuff, it hurt me. It hurt what I'm doing. Like I lose subscribers, or I lose, people on other networks, and I lose, students in the academy because they assume, if these guys talking with their chest and they cheating, you talking with your chest, you probably cheating too. So it just, people assume. And so what one person seeing hurt everybody, and 2 people, 5 people, whoever. And even if it was a woman get caught up for scamming and she quote unquote a life coach, if she's scamming people, then that's gonna hurt men and women. So it hurt everybody. And so I'm like, man, listen, I ain't got to be doing this, man. Let me go and focus on business. I can teach about, business, entrepreneurship, building business, teach whatever. I go work a regular job. I'm like, that's what the devil's trying to say. Cause the devil will take and show you, look what I'm over here doing for this man or this woman, the platform and the podcast they getting on and this and that, and and the devil will show you that to kind of say, you ready to give up? You ready to quit? Hey, good try. Good try. Hey, good try. I can't fist bump your hand too hot because you're down there burning. But listen, good try. No, I got to go harder. So, I'm tired right now, and I just thank the Lord for sending me this here little breath of fresh air. So that's why I got on here. And the reason why I'm posting the video, because listen, Nah, I am a quitter now. I know that's demotivational, but me, I'm not the type of person that gonna run 2 miles. I'm gonna give you about a good lap, 2 laps. When my knees go to talking to everything else in my body, and my mind starts saying, "Oh man, it hurt, man. What is you doing this for?" I'm finna shut it down. Some people, they gonna power through. Not you. Shut it down. Shut it down. I ain't that type of person. I don't get no pride out of lifting all them weights and running all them miles. That don't do nothing for me. What moved my spirit is doing the work of the Lord. And so that's why I got on here, because if I take too many days off, I'll be done quit on YouTube. That's why it took me so long to build my YouTube, because I just do one video a month. I had my YouTube since 2011, and I do one video a month. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what happened now. But see, everything is in the mind. Now this turned into a lesson. I just ain't got the energy to answer no question. Everything is in the mind. And so whenever you're doing something and you're supposed to be doing something, what the devil will do is and I'll give you a real example. And sometimes people think, oh, Tony, you just talk about yourself. But that's the only person I live with is me. So instead of preaching at you, I'd rather take you through. So I seen 2 comments today. One comment was, he need to make a list, because he keeps saying the same thing over and over. He need to make a list of bullet points of his points and get right to it. So what that is this a person that they don't really support me, but they want the information based on the title of the video, and they just want to come and want me to work for them and just give them all this information so they could go on about their business. They're not a member of the Blessed Tribe. You know, under the video where it say join, they're not a member of the Blessed Tribe. They don't support me. They just want to come and get what the wisdom God has given me, and they want it to be packaged in the way they want it to be packaged in. And then somebody else said, these videos too long, or he talk too much, or he talk too long, or he talk in circles, or he do this or whatever. And so what the devil try to do is send you little things that people will say that'll discourage you. That's the goal of it. But you have to know that that's the goal of it. So when I see that, blah, blah, no, and then come right on here and do the same thing. Talk in circles, take my time, talk about anything, no PowerPoint, no bullet points, none of that. It just, and who is for me is for me. Ain't for everybody. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell you something now. See, God gave you wisdom in what He called you for. And so it's a intentionality behind my videos being 1 hour long. It's an intentionality from God. And them being sporadic, them being all over the place, it's an intentionality. I write books. So this is, look, this outline in this book, chapter 1, A Man's World, chapter 2, Know Your Worth, chapter 3, Power versus Influence, chapter 4, The Grown Boy Syndrome, chapter 5, The Poker Face. This outline goes all the way to chapter 19. I wrote the outline. My publisher didn't write the outline. My wife didn't write the outline. She wrote the book with me. I wrote the outline. And do you know I wrote the outline in 5 or 10 minutes? God gave it to me just straight flow through, right? So if I wanted to do a video with an outline, I could do a video with an outline. But I intentionally do videos the opposite way. And there's an intentionality to it. And I ain't gonna say the reason why, because then I'm telling the devil, those who working for Satan, who own the page, trying to find something. Because see, what the devil trying to do is he send his minions and they try to find something that you say that they could take out of context, and they could grab a snippet, and then they could repeat you and flip your words and twist your words and use your words against you to try to prove their narrative. So, men will be hollering by, oh, he a simp. Women will be hollering by, oh, he a narcissist. And they'll try to find stuff you done said, or he be bragging too much, or or he arrogant, or he this and that. And so they want to find them a sentence that they can regurgitate to say, see, I told you. And so it's an intentionality in why the message is for who the message is for. And I did a video the other day and I didn't post it, but really what that video was talking about was, it was the real of what me and my wife had to work through and build through to get to this point. But I didn't post the video because I realized it was just off the cuff, and I realized that the adversary will use people to use what you say against you. And then I realized, we wrote it in the book, A Woman's Influence, but everybody ain't gonna read that, but for who it's for. And so, I'm in this space to where I know, just like the Bible say, when you are tempted, there will always be a way of escape. So when you in tune with the Spirit, you're gonna see the test. Now, the one comment that was sent to my email, I didn't see it when I went to my comments, so I couldn't block the person. But as I was scrolling, I seen the other comment, block, because I'm gonna remove the devil, because the devil ain't gonna tell me how to do what God called me to do. The devil ain't gonna change what I'm called to do and how I'm gonna do it, because them days over. And that's what kept me bound from building, and what still works to a certain degree. Because to a certain degree, see, this is the thing. To a certain degree, you'll be put in a place, you'll be put somewhere where, in a situation where it's kind of like with me working with sports teams. To a certain degree, that put a muzzle on me, because if the athletic director or if the GM or if whoever knows I work with this team, if they go and they see my message and my message is this crazy, real is a vigilante, an activist or whatever, or it's too racially charged, that can shine a negative light. If they don't perceive it the right way, it could shine a negative light on the organization, and then I bring a bad name to the organization, and the media can spin that against that organization and say, team life coach for such and such team does such and such rant on YouTube, and they could spin that to hurt the team. So it's coming to a point to where it'll come a point in time to where I have to separate myself from all corporations and organizations that I work with, so that I could be a complete independent. But everything happened in seasons. And I'm sharing my story with you so you can relate it to your story. And so don't just listen to as Tony talking to me about Tony. You have to hear me sharing my story with you in a transparent way and relate it to your story. And hear get the message, which says there will come a time where you will have to come out from among them, and you will have to separate yourself, and you won't be able to be accessed by everybody, because the spirit and the anointing on you cannot be tainted by everything. And what you have to understand is that when you call to certain things, the adversary will send you opportunities as well, or will have you in a position in a way that you can't fully operate in the way God has called you to operate, because you still connected, or you still tied, or you still in this situation. Like, there's so many people who are dynamic and can be used dynamically by God, but they are in fornication. So their message is muffled and muzzled. There's so many people who can be used by God, but they're trapped on a dead-end job. that pays them so well that they can't afford to leave, because now the money has bought them a lifestyle that without that job, they have to lose that lifestyle. And it's not just them that they care about losing the lifestyle, it's their children losing the lifestyle of whatever that may be. It's other people that it would affect, them paying the bills of a friend or a family member, when if they had not done all of that and set that standard of living, they could live on a budget doing the work of the Lord until the Lord pours out to where they don't really need a budget. But see, they trapped right there. And so this what happens. And then the other thing is with everybody that's called, see, listen to me now. Listen to me now. Now I'm tired now. I'm real tired now. Now see, listen. See, with everybody that's called, there will be inhibition. There will be hesitation. There will be procrastination. There will be doubt, and there will be fear when you are called. Do you notice how the people who are being set up to be exposed are the loudest? Like, they just so loud, like they do a video every day, or they doing comedy sketches, they just so loud, so aggressive, so assertive. They forcing themselves on you they own TikTok, they own Instagram, they own Facebook, they own Twitter, they own YouTube, and they may have millions. And then something happened. Oh, this person caught plagiarizing, this person caught cheating, this person caught stealing, this person caught lying, whatever it may be. But then the people who are actually gifted in the space or called to the space may be more quiet, may be more reserved, may not go as hard, because we are actually dealing with the spiritual attack that comes to attack our confidence, that comes to attack our mission, message, and momentum. And so you have to understand that when you are under attack and you sitting there, and I talk to people, and I just talked to a client, the client I just said, and she said, I'm so shy. I want to do a video. She's a life coach. She took my life coach certification, and she said, I'm just so shy. She said, I know you say you just talking to the camera, you're not talking to people, but she was like, I'm not even at that place where I could just talk to the camera and not think about the people, because she said, when I look at the camera, I'm looking at me and I see me, and it just make me freeze up. And that's what I mean. It's like, a lot of times when you truly have something to give, that's when you're going to have the roadblocks and the barriers, because the adversary wants to keep you in doubt and in worry and in fear, because if your voice is unleashed, and if you tap into the spirit of confidence that God has afforded you, and I'm still growing into it, and I'll tell you how I'm growing into it is, I'm comfortable on YouTube, but I'm not comfortable on Twitter or doing videos or going live, and I'm not comfortable going live on Instagram or doing videos on Instagram. So when you realize every video I post on YouTube every day, I could post that video on Instagram and Facebook, but I don't, because I'm comfortable here. So I still have to grow to where I'm comfortable with my message being seen by any kind of audience and just letting it be for who it is. And I struggle with that. Now, that's the thing. I don't know, fully what all these different terms mean, but one thing I do know is a person that is self-centered, they posting air well. That's why I don't believe what people who don't know me have to say about me. And when I say people who don't know me, I mean people who don't watch my videos every day when I post them. Those people don't know me. If somebody watch my videos every day, they eventually gonna know me. It might take 6 months, might take a year, but they eventually gonna know me and where my heart at, what my spirit is about. But Because one thing I understand as a human is that we all are windows. We all are windows. So if I do a shameless plug or of a product, that's not hidden. You know that's a shameless plug. And if I do that, I'm doing it intentional. This right here, this plug-in every single day, mymentor.life. That's why I put it there. I put it there so you could look at it and I don't have to keep mentioning it in every video. I don't have to say it because it's already being said. That's why I put that there. This ain't wall art decoration. This is marketing. So that I could focus on the message and you could see, let me get on mymentor.life and get a coach. You see what I'm saying? Versus it not being there and me saying on every video, hey, make sure you go to mymentor.life. Hey, welcome to the video. Make sure you visit mymentor.life. All right, that's the video for today. Make sure you visit mymentor.life. Instead of me having to say it all the time, you can see it. And I could just point to it if I want to reference it. And so we are all a window. So you can't hide. But if somebody just do a drive-by, they can mistake you. But if somebody see you every day and they listening to you every day, they gonna eventually know the real you. You're not gonna be able to hide. And that same client I talked to, she said something to me. She said I'm different. She said I'm different. She said I don't vibe with a lot of people. And she said I've been following you for probably, I can't say if she said 2019 or 2020. And she was like, I watch a lot of people, and she was like, if it don't hit, it don't hit. If I don't feel it, I don't feel it. I don't mess with it. I don't force it. She was like, but with you, I could feel something. And it was confirmation to me because God just keeps saying to me all the time, Tony, just be authentic. Just be you. You ain't gonna be for everybody. Like, it's Asian people that come on here and said I'm ghetto and I can't talk right and they can't understand me. White people done said it. Black people done said it. You know, and oh, he talked too much. He talked too long. Oh, he do this and do that. And I share that sometimes. And then the people who for me, they're gonna say what you expect. Tony, keep going. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. And truthfully, God has brought me to a place where I don't worry about them. I see it, and it's like a vitamin. So it's like you on my page. And instead of you feeling like that, you actually working for Satan because you chose to say that. When you could have thought that and gone about your business, but you chose to come into the comments to try to affect my confidence. And then some people say, oh, don't ever speak on haters. You know, don't give the haters no attention. That's actually a very bad practice, because if you don't release it, you're internalizing it. And so if you can't be afraid of Satan, you can't be afraid to say, Satan, get thee behind me. You can't be afraid to look the adversary in the eye and to call it out and to say, I see you, but you ain't finna stop nothing that I got going on. You ain't finna stop. I see you, but I ain't slowing down. I ain't stopping. So how you like that now? Because see, if they don't know you see them, then they don't realize the effectiveness of the word of God and what God doing in your life. They just think that you still going full steam ahead, whatever this is called, because you didn't see them. But when they know you see them and you still going, now they know they rendered powerless and they ineffective. But see, it's the people who don't have a hater who always say, don't address the haters. Now, and there's certain ways you address the hater. Now, some people, they address the hater by becoming a hater and stooping to the level of a hater, yelling, screaming, cursing, clap back, with the cursing and all that right there. No, now you done change your energy, you done change your demeanor, and you done stoop to their level. No, take the high road. Keep your same good, positive energy, but you still can address it. Speak truth to power, Well, you ain't speaking truth to power, but speak truth to the devil. You could do that. So, hey, this Tony, guys, I ain't get on here, but I had to, it's a message and it's a lesson in everything, and this right here to the young lady, thank you. God bless you. Thank you for sending that. And this is needed. I don't ask for it. You don't see me come on here and say, hey, y'all, send me y'all praise reports. I don't do that because I read a quote one time. Um, I think it was by Mother Teresa, and it said, "Let praise nor criticism change you." So the same way I let criticism roll off my back, I had to let praise roll off my back the same way. So it's like the same way that criticism may be a vitamin is the same way the praise will be a vitamin. But I'm not gonna sit in either one of them. I'm not gonna get too high. I'm not gonna get too low. I ain't gonna sit in either one of them. But I'm gonna let each do what it's supposed to do, and I'm gonna keep going. And so it's gonna be a pat on the back, a drink of water in the marathon, whatever it's gonna serve. That purpose it's gonna serve. It's gonna serve that purpose. But I'm gonna keep going. And so that's why sometimes I can read 99 compliments and only see the one complaint. And because I don't want to internalize all the compliments, because then you can become arrogant, self-centered, and all of those things. So your message ain't for everybody. This message ain't for everybody, but everybody is somewhat called in their life in some area, whether it's as a parent, whether it's as a coworker, whether it's as a friend. And so get what you could get from it when I'm sharing these things, because what I want to do is, as I learn, I want to teach, because none of us know it all. And I could listen to you and learn from you, from your life experience, what life is teaching you, because your walk is different than mine, and vice versa. So that's what this is about. It is Tony Gasson. God bless you. We'll talk soon.